This is Ben from Testive, and we're looking at an SAT reading question. This question is a words in context question that says, as used in line 3, squares most nearly means. Okay, so let's read line 3, or the sentence that line 3 is in. A just law is a man-made code that squares with the moral law, or the law of God. An unjust law is a code that is out of harmony with the moral law. Now, why did I read the next sentence? I read the next sentence because it provides some context here. We have a comparison between a just law and an unjust law. And the just law is a man-made law that squares, we don't know what it means yet, with the moral law of God, or the law of God. So in an unjust law, it gives contrast. It says it's a code that is out of harmony with the moral law. Now, I know what out of harmony means. It means like out of sync with. So if an unjust law is the opposite of a just law, and an unjust law is out of sync with the moral law, that would mean that the just law is a man-made code that is in sync with the moral law of God in this passage. So I'm going to read these options and see here. Okay, so I may know the word squares to mean like settled up, as in, if I'm settling a debt and I give money to someone and then they say we're square, but in this case it's not what it means, right? We're not talking about settling a debt. Is reduced, so we can substitute this in and see if it works. A just law is a man-made code that is reduced with, or is reduced to, the moral law. Doesn't really make sense. I guess it reduced sometimes means like equivalent if we're really talking about like fractions or something, but we're not. Is equally sized. This is maybe tempting, except that we have, because it means sort of equal, but we already have this phrase that we've substituted in sync with, and that really looks like is compatible. That's really what we're saying. I just didn't have that word at my disposal mentally. So I said in sync with, kind of more of a phrase that I was thinking of. So is compatible. A just law is a man-made code that is compatible with the moral law or the law of God. An unjust law is a code that is out of harmony, or we could even say incompatible with the moral law. And both of those make sense.